Yo, how we doing? The boys are back. That was new.
That was new.
That was
Let's
new.
go.
It's a new day. It's a new us.
Amped up.
Yeah, we're here. It's a beautiful day. So we're riding.
What's going on, people?
Yeah, how you doing?
Great.
Great. Would you say the fall? I'm not talking about the weather. I'm just talking about in general. Is the fall the best time of the year? Your opinion?
Like weather-wise?
No. Just in general. Like you have playoff baseballs on. You have NFL, college football.
I mean,
Christmas is around the corner.
I like
Weather's
summer.
decent.
I like summer.
You're a summer guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more of a beach guy.
And just like, you have so many possibilities outside.
Golf.
Yeah. Exactly.
Water. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I mean, if we're talking sports-wise,
October. Or fall.
The late fall is probably best.
Right. Yeah, okay.
It's prime time football. You get basketball starting pretty soon.
Yeah.
And those are the two that I care about the most.
Right. There you go.
So,
yeah. I think it is great where now...
is your answer fall?
No, I would still say summer. I like golf.
Right,
I do think the fall is fun because I think it is enjoyable to wake up and just be like, on a Sunday, not do anything. And then just be...
I mean, you could do not anything on summer Sundays too.
Yeah, but the nice thing is for football, it's like, all right, I'm going to turn on Red Zone and I'm literally locked in all day.
Yeah.
So it's like you just have that to go to, where in the summer it's like, I don't really want to watch a golf tournament.
You can, but
It's
like,
hard.
you don't need to watch it in the morning because it's all the terrible guys.
It's all the guys who are not going to compete. So
Correct.
Yep.
Go.
All right, well, there you go. Let us know. You can let us know what your favorite season is. We get all four here.
That's
Just
right.
saying. You're joking.
Oh, missed that one. All right, so
He's running in.
what the fuck is that?
He's running in.
Wait, is he out?
Okay. Okay. If anybody is watching baseball,
That was literally a replay of
last time he caught it. That was
Right.
the difference. Yeah. So, anyways, sorry, but college football.
All right, we're back to college football.
Yeah, new rankings. A lot. Some would say a lot of upsets.
A lot of movers.
A lot of movers, a lot of groovers. We had number one team didn't want to be the number one team anymore.
Too much pressure.
Yeah. So we have quite a few teams that were upset in the top 25. There were 7 of them, Chris.
Okay, that's a lot.
Can you name them?
Is that a
Can you name them off the top of your head? Okay.
And you have USC,
Yep.
Tennessee.
Row the boat. Yep.
This is in a complete random
No,
order.
this is random order. That's fine.
Yeah, you can tell that I don't know them like right off the top of my head because I'm literally picking at random.
Yep.
Those 3, and then you also have UNLV.
Yep. They lost
Friday
to Syracuse
night.
Friday. Yep. I will say
They were frauds.
one of the teams lost to another ranked team.
Okay.
So
I don't think there were that many ranked on ranked.
and they got smoked.
Michigan.
Okay.
That's 5.
Yep. This other one got smoked. You should know this one. They were in my teams for Final 10 or Final 12. I mean, come on, then. Tigers.
The Tigers.
Some would say Mizzou.
Oh yeah. I forgot about them because they're so bad.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay.
All right, so that was 6.
Yep. Then the last one.
There's one more.
Come on, Chris. You got this.
It's gonna be I don't know.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Lost to Smooth.
I don't think I would have got them.
Lost to Smooth. Check out our
Hey,
TikTok.
Smooth
Check out our
looks
TikTok.
good.
Smooth is good. They throw the
Smooth
ball a
looked
lot.
good.
Check out our TikTok. Smooth logo might be on there, might not be on there. Good luck. Just give them a free one.
There you go. You're gonna need
Get
it.
one. So yeah, 7 teams. So a lot of shakeup. A lot of shakeup. Missouri and Michigan both went down. Missouri went down 9 spots in the rankings, and Michigan went down 11. Michigan is now 21st. They get a bye, and then they have to go play at Illinois, who's also a ranked team. Could be the year for Michigan to not be ranked.
I mean,
They
First time for
don't look
everything.
good. They benched Orgy.
So they have Warren starting again now?
They had somebody else starting. Was it Warren came in? It must have been.
I don't know. He was the one that started the year.
Let's see. Nope, Jack Tuttle. Jack Tuttle came in.
Wow, so they're on their third guy.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Well, so let's see here. So Orgy was 3 of 7 in the first half for 17 yards total. It's pretty bad.
All right, so apparently September 29th, 2007,
Okay.
there were 7 ranked teams that lost that week as well.
So that was one of the most.
That was the most in recent history.
Okay.
So it was number 3, 5, 7, 10, 13, 21, 22 this last time in 2007.
Nice.
And
Okay.
now it's 7, including number 1.
Yeah, number 1. Didn't want to be number 1 for very long. I mean, there was still potential that Texas is still the number. I mean, they're still number 1.
So out of those 7 teams, do any of them have a chance to like bring it back and make the playoffs still?
Yeah, I think if you're Alabama, you still do because you're going to have a very tough SEC schedule. I mean,
Are they the only ones?
I would say out of that, I would say Missouri's really far on the outside looking in. They're also in the SEC, so it's very tough. I mean, they got to play at Alabama, at home against Oklahoma. So if they can beat Alabama, one of those two is not making it. I would say more likely Alabama is to make it.
Okay, that
Missouri
makes
is
sense.
not to make it.
Mm-hmm. It's also tough too because
I
Missouri.
mean, you beat Georgia.
They didn't play anybody good, and then they have their first decent game, and then they literally just get smashed.
Yeah, on the road, tough. Texas A&M, okay, tough. But I mean, you look at Alabama's schedule. If they can win out at Tennessee, crazy. Missouri, at LSU, and at Oklahoma. I mean,
Yeah.
Home against Mercer, probably going to win that one. That's the only
I think
cakewalk.
they might win that one. Yeah.
Probably
But-
going to be a spread, but you never know. Got to play the game.
I mean, Mercer might not be too far below Vanderbilt.
Shots fired. Jeez.
But, I mean,
That's true. I don't know. I don't even
Is
know
that-
where Mercer is.
is that a too
That's
far
probably
out
a
of
too
pocket
far.
thing?
Yeah, that's too far.
Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt got a few votes. They've received 4 votes to be in the top 25.
Okay, that literally proves our point that we make every friggin' week.
What? That Mercer? Wait. Well, so we can't compare Mercer and Vanderbilt.
No, I'm
Like-
saying that literally proves our point that it's such recency bias.
Oh, that since
in
they
the-
won now?
in the
Yeah.
AP poll because
Yeah.
they beat Alabama,
Mhm.
but yet they're 3-2
And they,
and
Yeah.
they're receiving votes.
right, 100%. I mean, these teams that all received 1 or 2 votes is all recency bias. Louisville still got 2 votes. Syracuse had 1.
Yeah,
Arizona State had
keep in
1.
mind, Liberty like 3 weeks ago
They had
was
5.
receiving votes, and
They
they
had
have
5.
not gotten 1 vote the last 2 weeks.
They have 5, yeah. But yeah, Army, Navy, whatever.
Liberty?
Yeah, they're right there.
That's coaches.
Oh, I thought that's what we were going off of. We
That's-
said the coaches poll
That's
was more
what
accurate.
we go off of.
Oh, these people go off of
AP
this.
is what the official ranking is.
Oh. You want to know something that's even crazier? I was going off the coaches. USC is not ranked.
Right, they're the first one.
Yeah, but they were 11.
Yeah.
You dropped 15 spots.
Yeah, 15.
Dude, no. Okay. You got the newcomers, Smoo. SMU, like you said, looked good. I did actually watch the Pittsburgh
looked
game.
very
They
good.
actually looked very good, too. They huck it a lot. And then who was he? Boise State. Well, Boise State was ranked. Coaches poll, Boise State is now newly ranked.
Okay.
So they've kind of been teetering. They look dominant, though. I mean, this Alshon Ashton Gianti doesn't even play in the second half.
No,
And he had
doesn't need to.
180 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
His line was 188.5 rushing yards, and he was at like 186
Yeah.
in the first half.
And they
Did
did
not
that.
step on the field in the second half,
Yeah.
and he went under his line.
What's crazy about him is
That
he
was
went under his
hilarious.
line, and like in the second half he came up. He didn't even have his helmet. He didn't even have his helmet with him.
I mean, why would he need it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there he goes. Texas A&M big mover. We said this. Michigan big mover. We got a lot of also. Do you want to go through? Were there any teams that impressed you that we have not talked about? I guess.
I was impressed by Smoo, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was impressed by Smoo. I was impressed by the Gophs. I do think the Gophs actually played very well. That's a tough USC team.
Yeah.
Our defense is electric. It was a fun game to watch. I will say this. There was a 50-50 chance at the end of the Gopher game that PJ Fleck was going to kick a field goal. Instead of do the fourth down.
Oh, yeah.
There was a
For
50-50 chance, and every single person, I think, had the same opinion where they were like,
I was surprised that he did.
yeah.
But
But
he went for it.
Stones. This also brings up my point. There was a few times in multiple games, not only NFL, but also college football. You need to create something that's on the goal line, like soccer, that when the ball touches it or crosses it, they count it. Every single time these guys do sneaks, none of the refs can see it, and they run in there. It's like, dog, the guy is getting yanked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't wait till the last thing and be like, oh, yeah, he's good. He's in. No, you got to be able to see it from that. I mean, it's just like, how have we not created something like that? I know I've talked about this probably back in season 1 when we were fresh, but
like the hard part, I guess. What about?
it's got to be something in the ball.
Yeah,
And something on the. But the problem is you have to
like
have like a sensor
a sensor in the ball, and then you have a laser
that goes across the ground.
Yeah,
But see, the difference is all that's crazy is all that has to happen is the tip of the ball just has to cross the tip of the line.
Right.
So it's not like the whole ball has to cross like soccer.
You think that would mess with throwing it?
I don't think so. I think in today's day and age with technology, you could create something that is so like small it doesn't even affect anything.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I liked seeing Ole Miss get back to it.
Yeah, interesting
Their
game. I
defense
will
is
say.
better.
Yeah, I will say a very interesting game for Ole Miss because Jackson Dart did not throw one touchdown.
Yeah.
He did not have one touchdown pass.
Didn't need to. They still scored 27 points.
Right. No, he looked very good. Like you said, the defense was kind of what looked.
And then Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State's very good. I mean, Ohio State.
To put up 35 points against Iowa, even though Iowa's offense never threatening you.
Yeah.
35 points against Iowa is pretty good.
Oh, 100%. And I will say this now is the big test for Ohio State. You go to Oregon, game of the week, potentially game of the year.
That's this Saturday?
That's this Saturday night.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to you, Whitey. We'll have your wedding, so I won't see it.
I'll watch it for you.
Yeah, that's fine. Just take good notes, I guess. But I think it's kind of interesting because it's just like, I mean, Ohio State's favorites. Oregon hasn't looked fantastic in a lot of their games.
Where's it at?
It's at Oregon, I think.
Oh, wow.
Or is it at
Ohio State's favorite?
It's either.
That's surprising. In a game like that, you would think that it's a
just a home field.
Home. Yeah, whoever's home is the favorite by a couple of points.
Yeah, Autzen Stadium. That must be Eugene, Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
They're at 65% chance to win.
Wow.
So, I don't know. That's a big matchup. Oh, big time matchup. Obviously, in the Big Ten, a lot of influence on that game. I mean, if you win that game, potentially kind of seal yourself as the top dog. But
going into the
rankings and everything, and the playoffs, and
yeah.
Okay,
So Ohio State's 3.5 point favorites.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You might see them later. They might be on their dog of the week. They might not. I don't know. Might be. Oregon at home too.
Yeah, that's surprising.
But yeah, I do think it is also interesting. There's Texas plays at Oklahoma, or it's a mutual, whatever. It's the Red River game. It's always a good game. I think Texas should smoke them, but it's always just such a competitive game.
That's at a certain spot, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know the spot.
The Alamo Dome or something.
I think it's outside though. For some reason, I think it's outside. But I think it's mutual because they like paint both the end zones. It's in the Cotton Bowl.
No, it's at the Cotton Bowl.
Dallas, Texas. Hopefully Arch Manning's, hopefully Quinn Ewers is back.
Is he supposed to be?
I think so. That's the rumor. I mean, they're still kind of keeping it in house.
Texas plays Georgia.
Damn, gauntlet, back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that game at home?
Don't know.
Okay. Yeah, so big games this week. Obviously now, I think now it's at home. Texas is at home. It's interesting because nowadays, like we talked about before, all these conference games, like they might seem, okay, this team's playing this team, but they're all competitive.
It's true.
So.
Yep. Once you get into conference season, and everybody knows that for every sport.
Right.
Basketball, football, all the other ones.
Yeah.
a lot tougher
It's
because
tough.
the teams know each other, the coaches know each other, the players know each other.
There's a little rivalry. There's a little stuff like that. So,
Yep.
I mean, you also have what's crazy is you have Penn State going to USC, which could be a very good game.
Yeah,
Penn
could
State
be.
now number 4. So you have 2, 3, and 4 all in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So you have 2, 3, 4 all in the Big Ten. Then the last game, not necessarily the last game, but you got Ole Miss going to LSU.
Yep, wallet.
Big challenge.
Okay.
LSU pulls it off. They might be back in the talks. If they don't, they're probably not in the talks.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Oof. So there it is. College football. I mean, that's a week ahead. I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting. It's coming down to it. Colorado's got to be on. If Colorado beats Kansas State at home, Colorado's got to be ranked again.
Yeah,
And
probably.
We probably should have taken back everything we said about Colorado.
Ugh.
But
I mean, them playing, if they beat Kansas State, because Kansas State is pretty much the favorite for the Big 12 right now, aren't they? They would have to be.
yeah, are they or is Iowa State?
Oh, yeah, maybe Iowa State.
Yeah,
They
I mean,
could
I
be
think
too.
Kansas
Probably
State,
those two.
Yeah, I would have to say those two got to be in the top.
Yeah, Iowa State's probably number one.
Yeah, because Iowa
Maybe
State.
BYU.
Oh yeah, BYU's up there. I forgot about them.
They're kind of just like flying under the radar.
Yeah, well, they're newly ranked, and then I will say this last game they looked very good.
Against Baylor? Or
Yeah, was that 2 weeks ago? First half, Baylor.
Yeah.
Let's see, Big 12. You got right now at the top. You got Texas Tech, 5-1, BYU 5-0, Iowa State 5-0, Colorado 4-1, Kansas State 4-1. This is weirdly ranked. No, so we'll see. Yeah, they're all pretty much at the top. Kansas.
Wait.
Kansas.
Well, it's ranked based off of Big 12 record.
Oh, so if you did
So
it
they're
this way.
3-0.
Yeah,
And then they're
2-0.
5-1, so they have the best overall record.
Yeah, so
But
there's
they're 3-0.
there's 5 teams that are undefeated in the Big 12.
Or
And
wait,
Kansas State lost.
yeah, they're 3-0, so they have the most conference wins, so that's why they're at the top.
Yeah,
And then it goes to the 5-0 teams,
damn.
and then it goes to.
Are
The
you
four.
worried about your Oklahoma State?
I mean, they're done.
Okay,
That's
I
just
didn't say it, but
that was a
misjudgment.
missed call.
Yeah, but we gotta have them once in a while. We're human,
Right.
so. All right. Anything else? College football?
Yeah, the Utah quarterback.
Yeah, that's a weird story.
What's up with that?
Cam Rising.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to play anymore. Or?
Yeah, apparently I don't know if he wants to play. The hardest part is I was listening to announcers and they were saying like before the games, he like warms up and like does everything full pads,
Right.
and then all of a sudden the game starts and he's just on the sideline
In sweatpants.
in sweatpants, and everyone's like, "What's going on?" Apparently he got a decent chunk of change in the NIL, and so now everyone's like, "Dog, why are you not playing? Like, that's not cool."
Right.
But they haven't. Nobody's come out and said like, "Hey, this is the reality or this is the story."
But then also, apparently,
Here we go. Okay.
word on the street is that he was cleared to play 2 weeks ago,
Really? He just didn't.
but doesn't want to play, or doesn't want to do something. Allegedly.
This is alleged. Yeah, I guess I haven't read that much into it, but that's still interesting because it's like you said, it's kind of crazy where it's like the guy was supposed to be an elite. quarterback.
Whenever he plays, they're really good.
Yeah, and he's always been hurt like the last 2 years.
Right. Yeah.
Unclear as medical clearance is awaited. What's okay? Interesting.
Uh,
Interesting story.
The word I heard was that
He was cleared. He
he
just
was
didn't want
cleared
to,
2 weeks ago, but he hasn't played since.
which is
That makes no sense.
I think that I guess my question would be then. So, and maybe this is a dumb question. So, like for NIL and stuff, you're just guaranteed that money. Like that comes up front, where
Kinda.
it's like a
I think
one-time
so.
thing, where it's like, hey, we're giving you $100,000. Boom, it's in the bank account.
I think.
So you don't have to play. It's not like, hey,
It's
you
not-
got to do X, Y, Z.
No, I don't think you can tie it to like performance or anything.
Okay, I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's like a rule. It has to
Okay.
be tied to things not like performance related.
Got it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll wait and see. I mean,
We'll see if
the
he
thing
ever
is, though, it's
steps up
already
again.
halfway done with the year.
Right.
So, like, is it? I mean, is that a
but
thing
they're
where
4-1.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, do you bring him back if he's healthy? Do you just let it ride? I will say this about Utah. Utah's defense is elite.
Yeah, that's always been their calling card.
But that's the hard part is when you look at how elite they are on defense, the one game they lost, like, they had to score more than 15 points and they couldn't do it.
Yep.
And so it's
That's
like,
an issue if you can't score 15 points.
correct. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see. That is an interesting story. Ongoing.
Yeah.
There's an alleged rumors. We're not saying which side we're on. Allegedly. So, there you go.
That's what I had for college football.
All right. That's all I had.
Oh, we're going to circling back to our college football
playoffs. Do you have them listed?
I do have them listed. Yeah. I got both bars. All right. So we both had Georgia number 1.
Possible still. I do think it's still possible.
So our top 4, mine was Georgia, Oregon, Oklahoma State, Miami, which honestly, 3 are still very much in play. Oklahoma State's done.
Yeah,
They're not
the 3
even
are for sure more. Yeah, 100%.
But Georgia, Oregon, Miami, 3 of the top 4, definitely doable.
Yes, 100%. I will say this, if we're talking about specific, like, I think Miami is fun to watch and they are great, and I think Cam Ward's great, but they scare me every time because they've played so many close games. It's like, dude.
Yeah, it hasn't been great the last 2 weeks. Your top 4 were Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, Utah.
Okay.
I mean, technically all still in play. I don't know about Utah.
Yeah, Utah's the tough one in that one. I think the difference is it's kind of a very similar story when you look at, like, Clemson has been playing very good lately. And I think Clemson looks very good. Their offense looks good. Their defense has been strong.
Clemson has looked good. I mean, right now, them and Miami are the favorites.
Well, we had talked about that when we made this list. Like, whoever, that's going to be the game. That's the game.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know about the, what was the one team?
Your team is Utah. That's a little iffy. My team's Oklahoma State, and they're completely out already. So
yeah, so I would say comparatively, I'm in a better spot. It's not,
but still both probably not looking great.
Right.
My 5, 6, 7 were Notre Dame, Alabama, Ohio State. It's a little generous on Notre Dame, but otherwise Alabama, Ohio State.
Yeah, that's
plenty
good.
Reasonable. Yours were Tennessee, Texas, Oregon.
I like 2 of them. Tennessee scares me. Their offense stinks. That freshman quarterback definitely is.
He had a bad game.
He had a bad game, but that's just
one game.
Yeah, 100%. Don't get me wrong. I still have faith in them. I think they're a good team. It could happen. You're gonna play it. You're gonna play. I think you have to play Alabama.
Yeah.
Or you have to play somebody. So you're gonna have to win. So I do like 2 of the teams. Oregon, I like.
Anyways.
I like Oregon, and who is my other one?
Texas.
I love Texas. So.
Yeah, I missed that. I didn't even have them in.
Yeah, shout out to you, Shawnee Mo, for keeping us honest.
But you don't have Alabama.
I said, I know what I said. I remember what I said.
One of the 2.
No, I said Alabama will not make the college playoff. That was my hot take.
Yeah, you don't have them in your thing.
Yeah, that was my hot take of the year.
Yeah, you don't have Alabama. I don't have Texas. So right now you're looking better slightly.
Well, slightly. I mean, they're gonna either win. I mean,
but both of them are probably gonna be in. My 8, 9, 10 were Ole Miss, Penn State, Clemson.
Say that again.
Ole Miss, Penn State, Clemson.
I like it.
I like those. Are great.
Great. Yeah, Penn State's kind of flying under the radar. I think they're gonna have to. Their schedule's gonna pick up a little bit here, but
but that's okay. I mean, they, in theory, they're the 3rd Big Ten team.
I mean, and realistically,
so
they get
Ohio
Ohio State at home. Mm-hmm. That's literally probably their toughest matchup, except on the road at the.
So if they have one loss in the Big Ten,
yeah, they got to play. USC will be a good game this week, but I do like Penn State. Oh, that's in the baseline.
And then you got Ole Miss, Penn State, Missouri.
Okay. I like 2 of the 3.
Yeah.
After watching Missouri, I don't like them anymore.
I think they're done.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You can't get smoked
They're gonna lose another game in the regular season, and that will push them too far back.
Yeah. Shoot.
And then I had Utah and Liberty.
Okay.
Utah probably not gonna be there.
Yeah. Well, if Utah's there,
that's an at-large team.
Yeah, they have.
So that would be saying they basically win the rest of the regular season and then lose to whoever is in the
Big 12.
The Big 12 championship slot in the top 4.
Right.
Yeah. That ain't happening. Liberty, still potential. They're still undefeated, so That's the name of the game for them. If they stay undefeated and Boise State loses again.
Those are the tough words.
Well, you have Miami at 11.
Love it.
That might be a little bit too far low for them.
100% low, but 11 gives me a little wiggle room to make the playoffs.
Second ACC team in there, so that's good. And then Boise State.
Okay.
Also looking pretty good.
Boise State's looked very good. To be honest, Boise State, I haven't really watched a lick of their actual games because they're always on so late. But watching clips and highlights, we've talked about it a lot. The running back, we've talked about him a lot.
Yeah.
He's up there for the highs. This guy is elite. And it's what's crazy is every single game you're like, he can't do it again. And there's always in the first possession 70-yard touchdown run.
Literally, the first play of their offense was a 65-yard run for a touchdown.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
it's his line is so high. Oh, first play.
Is it too high though?
65-yard touchdown, and then literally 2 possessions later, 70-something yard touchdown. They're always all right. Well, that's 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Right. The touchdowns are also kind of ridiculous, where they're he runs through guys. They don't tackle him.
If they make the playoffs, then he should legitimately be the Heisman.
Okay. We'll see.
If they make the playoffs.
I agree. I think Boise State's good. I think the difference is, like you said, you don't get to watch Boise State as much, and they really don't play. Their one hard game was really Oregon.
Yep.
And they played them very toughly.
Toughly? Who did they play last week?
Who did they play last week?
When we were road traveling.
Washington State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I watched that game.
They do play your boys.
It was late as heck.
They do play your boys at San Jose State.
That could be an electric game. They couldn't cover for me this week. But
hey, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
But otherwise, so basically, my misses Oklahoma State and probably Utah.
Yeah.
Your misses are
probably
Utah and probably Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah, would probably be up there.
Maybe Tennessee.
Potentially Tennessee.
Tennessee's at least still in it.
The hardest part about it is it's just hard because there's so many. The SEC has so many teams, so it's
they're going to get a lot in. They're going to get a lot in, but there's only so many.
Right, because you also have to think about it. Well, the Big Ten also needs people.
Yep.
And so
Big Ten will probably get 3. SEC will probably get 4 or 5.
Right, and that's crazy.
But at the same time, these teams are getting, if they have to play each other, they could be sitting there with 3 losses. It's going to be pretty tough.
It's going to be an interesting way the committee does it because, like you said, they're going to be beating up on each other. Right. But you're beating up on the number 1 team in the world.
If you have 3 losses, that's going to be a tough sell.
I think that's too much. 2 is a tough sell, I think. 3 is an impossible sell.
If you get 2 losses and then you're in, and then you don't have to play the conference championship game, so you don't have to potentially lose that game, then that's the best case scenario.
Yep, 100%. 100%. So we'll see. We'll keep you guys updated.
Yep.
Keep rolling through it and see what happens. Halfway through, basically.
Let's go.
So
keep rolling.
Keep it rolling. All right.
We're moving on to NFL now.
We are rolling on to NFL.
Rolling on.
In brand new news, as of Tuesday morning, Jets fire Robert Saleh.
Yep.
I think it's very interesting.
Okay.
Because I think he's a good coach. And here's the problem is people are going to look at his career record and be like, all right, this guy stinks. Dog. He had the worst offense by far.
The offense is not very good right now either.
Exactly, but at least you have some hopes. You at least have the pieces to the puzzle, you think.
Okay, so how much can you blame a defensive head coach for the offensive struggles?
Yeah, that's tough. That's the hard part.
There's 2 ways to look at it.
Well, because the defense is elite.
Well, one side of it is he's a defensive coach. His defense has always been good.
Yep.
And he doesn't really decide the offense as much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he is the head coach, so he does have the ability to make sure that the right people are on offense so that they can play better, call plays better, whatever.
Yeah.
So
the hard part is the head coach is
2
always
sides.
the one that's going to get the first knock.
Yeah.
You're not going to fire. Usually, you're not going to fire an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator
during the season for sure.
Right. So I do think it is hard. I think it's What's interesting is the D coordinator is now the interim head coach.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense. I mean, we all saw what Nathaniel Hackett did last time he was a head coach, so I don't think they were too eager to put him in the head coach spot.
100%. Yeah, well, I don't. Yeah, that's eager is probably a good word to use. Not eager, I should say.
Exactly. Why would you ever put him at the head coach spot?
But I do think it's interesting. I mean, I think it is hard. I just don't know. Like, they played a competitive game against the Vikes. I get it. You lost, but still, it's like the hard part is the GM came out and literally was like, "This whole decision is solely on me. I didn't talk to anyone. It was my decision."
That's the owner.
Sorry, the owner.
Yeah, owner.
And it's like, okay.
I mean, he owns the team.
Yeah, he's paying the big bucks.
He does have the ability to do that.
Yeah, that's true. So interesting. I think it is interesting news. I do think the hard part with the Jets is everyone had such high hopes now that Aaron Rodgers is healthy, and they, like you said, have not looked good.
But
here's the thought. Here's the thing, though.
There's a silver lining.
There's also potential.
Okay, what's the potential?
Devontae Adams is out there. They're one of the rumored teams. Thoughts on, hey, Devontae Adams comes in and just balls?
I think he would definitely ball.
Yeah. You think his hamstring injury would be away?
I mean,
he'd be 100% healthy.
Apparently, allegedly, he actually does have a hamstring injury.
Well, another alleged thing.
That's what the word is.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm not a medical guy, but that's what they're saying. So apparently, it is an actual injury. So can't say that he's milking out just because he wants to get traded. But I think that the Jets, I mean, they're the favorite for a reason. And I mean, we all saw what Aaron Rodgers and he did in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
The silver lining is they're only one game behind it for the division lead. So, like, as bad as they've looked so far, not bad.
I mean, you're still in it.
One game back.
Right, you're still in it.
And you got the Dolphins. They're bad for now.
They're really bad.
Patriots.
They're even worse.
They're bad for now. The Bills, not great right now.
Well, what's crazy about the Bills is the Bills, yes, they played some good games, but against decent teams, they have looked horrible. Yeah. Their last 2 weeks have looked horrible.
Exactly.
So, and I will say this, I think everyone kind of had high hopes in the sense of, wow, you guys dominated the Jacksonville Jaguars, and then you go play the Ravens, you look horrible. Yep. You go play the Texans, you look even worse.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, and also, to be honest, I'm just going to say it, Josh Allen probably shouldn't have come back in the game.
Probably not.
So, we'll see what happens.
Probably not.
We'll see what happens. I'm not a medical doctor. Chris is not a medical doctor.
Yeah.
Just giving our outside opinions.
So the question is, like, what do the Jets do now? Are they going to get a new head coach? Are they just? I mean, it's early in the season, so it's going to be pretty tough if they just ride this thing out with the interim coach.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. Is this like a thing you do? Do you just ride it out?
I don't know.
Are you just basically milking the? But the hard part is if you have a head coach come in, like, that's why the only reason I was surprised is because hypothetically with the head coach, Nathaniel Hackett's already been a head coach. He kind of knows the realm. I know he's not good, but at least he can suit in there. The D coordinator, you're just throwing him into the, not the fire, but like I don't think you hire a new coach. I don't know if that's even like a thing.
I think you have to.
Like mid-season? Like right now, I guess?
You have to. They're 5 games in.
Yeah.
What week do they have their bye? Not any of the next 3 weeks. The week of the 24th, 11/24. So what week is this? This week is week 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they have a bye week 12. They got 7 weeks. It's a bummer for them that it doesn't come at like week 7 so that they can hire a new guy in. Yeah. They can take this week, they can hire the new guy, then they can change things during the bye week, and then they can
kind of get rolling,
like get the new thing going.
Yeah. After
the bye.
Yeah. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Week 12 bye is pretty tough when it's only week 5.
Well, because the season's kind of decided by then. I mean, I shouldn't say decided, but like if you're bad,
you can lose it by then. Yeah. You can't win it, but you can lose it for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I don't know, dude.
That's tough.
You can't just have an interim coach for the whole
rest
of the season and the interim coach being a guy from this last regime. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that would be brutal.
But we'll see what happens. I mean, week to week. I don't know.
Okay.
Tough to come back. Tough to go all the way to London and then just get canned.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. You just had a super long trip, and you're actually done now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy the trip, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we'll see. Other news. Anyone that impressed you from last week / not impressed you? I have one thing in particular.
Okay, lay it on us.
Rookie quarterbacks. Jesus. Rookie quarterbacks. He's still that home plate. Rookie quarterbacks. Caleb Williams looked a lot better. Give him credit. The Bears, okay. The Bears are kind of back when you start using your weapons. Like DeAndre Swift is kind of back. DJ Moore has been back. They just didn't use him.
Yeah.
So I think they look good. Also, Bo Nix and the Broncos have kind of been rolling. They're 3-2.
They are.
So I'm just saying.
He's looked a lot better.
He's looked a lot better. And don't get me wrong.
It's a lot easier when your defense is so good.
100%. And don't get me wrong. Yes, you were playing the Raiders, who are trash, but I love the difference is this: is he's willing to fire back at Sean Payton. There's a video of him, Sean Payton called the play. He didn't like it, and he was like, "Dude, you got to give me something.
Right?
Like, let me play."
Yeah, let him know.
So I love it. I do think. I mean, I don't know how much it'll continue to succeed. Like I said, I don't know if the Broncos are really that good, but it's looking up. I mean, for both teams, Bears defense has played well. They're 3-2.
I know, I hate it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we thought we were going to run it. We want it hard, Chris.
No, I mean, keep one team down at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now it's just a lot
We
more
don't need to have the whole division be good.
That's fair. It's very true.
Remember when, I feel like it was not that long ago when everyone was like, oh my gosh, the NFC North, that division stinks.
Probably not too long ago.
Oh no, I was thinking MLB. I don't know why.
Oh, wrong sport. Scratch that. Take that out and just scratch it.
I don't know why. I feel like the NFC North's always pretty good.
Yeah, it's always been solid. I mean, I will say there was a ton of years where I will say though there was a ton of years where it was like, I mean, when Kirk was here, it was like, okay, Vikings are elite, Packers are okay. They're kind of in the growing period with Jordan Love, but the Lions were not good until Dan Campbell came, and then you also the Bears were a laughing stock. I mean, if we're being honest,
right?
So I do agree with that. I think I don't disagree with you. I think there was definitely a time that happened. So
okay, all right, wasn't too far off.
No, I will say the other team that has impressed me. I hate to say this, I don't like them at all. The Kansas City Chiefs, and I know they're the Chiefs. Look at what Patrick Mahomes and that team is doing with that offense. You signed Kareem Hunt, who was literally probably on his couch eating Cheetos. Hey, and all of a sudden, nothing wrong with that. Cheetos are decent.
We all do it.
We're not going to play, though. The thing is, what's nice is...
He's looked good so far.
He has looked good. That offensive league. Juju has looked decent. Travis Kelce's kind of back. So I do think it's very interesting because they just haven't really skipped a beat. And it's like, you lost an elite wide receiver in Rashee Rice.
Yep. So
we'll see what happens. It's a long season. Continue, obviously. So those were kind of my teams I was happy with.
I'm happy with the Commanders. Keep it rolling.
They're the top of their division.
Top of the division. I mean, we said it a couple weeks ago that at some point, at least I said, at some point, I think they're going to fall off. But their offense is very good, and somehow they played the Browns, so it's not like their defense needed to be anything special. But, I mean, they're looking good.
I will say this. I will say the only harp that I have on them. It's my only bad thing. I love watching them play. Jaden Daniels is elite.
Okay.
The teams you've played.
Yeah.
You lost to the Buccaneers.
Okay.
You beat the Giants.
Yep.
You beat the Bengals. That was a good win. You beat the Cardinals. You smoked them. You beat the Browns.
Yep.
Potentially, well, the Bengals suck this year. Probably all four of those teams do not make the playoffs.
Probably not. No.
So the next stretch, I will say this: the next game, though, the Ravens, very tough game. But then you get the Panthers, the Bears. The Giants.
We'll be able to see some things against the Ravens.
Oh, the Ravens will be a good game. I mean, the Ravens will be a good game. And so I'm not harping on them. I just think that'll be kind of the big next step for them is, hey, how does he take it to the next level?
Yep.
So
We'll find out this weekend.
Yeah, I do like Jane Daniels though. Another rookie quarterback. There it is.
The best one.
Right.
Last
Last thing about rookie quarterbacks, it's new news. Drake May is potentially starting Sunday for the Patriots.
Throw another one into the mix.
There it is. We'll see what Drake May can do.
Here's a Vikings question for you. I saw words circling around. If J.J. McCarthy was healthy, do you think that the Vikings would make the change during this bye week?
And like everything stays the same?
Everything else is the same except
No.
for J.J. McCarthy is
No.
fully healthy.
No.
Do you think that they would change?
No. I think no. Dude, Sam Darnold's up for MVP.
I know, that would be wild.
If they did, there would be uproar.
That would be
I mean, Sam
crazy.
Darnold is kind of like, this might sound horrible, but like he's won over the fan base.
Yeah, but people are saying that.
Are people saying that he would be up?
Yeah.
No way.
People are saying that it can only last so long, and that
Okay.
at some point he's gonna fall back into what he's always done, and
Fair.
the goal would be to get to get to JJ before that happens, so that we're in a good spot,
Yeah.
and then JJ kind of continued the season on.
Yeah. I guess in hindsight, the good thing is that's not even an option.
It is not.
So now we're kind of riding with Sam Darnold. And don't get me wrong, yes, I do think in this last game against the Jets, a very good defense kind of showed, okay, he does have some flaws. He missed some easy throws, whatever. But also at the same time, we're riding this train. We're 5-0.
I agree. I mean he's playing way too good
To do anything. No, I agree with you though. I just, my biggest thing with people is like, they're always like, well, it's got to
Don't
stop
make
at
no
some
sense.
point. Let's ride it.
Why not? Why does it need to?
Dude, like, I'm sorry, but it's like the same thing. It's like, you look at, I know now if we're getting into fantasy talks for a lot of people, like,
He's so far.
oh, that should have been out. And that's caused the whole inning.
Yeah.
So, the thing that's crazy about it is, with fantasy, it's like, well, Jordan Mason is only so good until Christian McCaffrey comes back. Dog, ride it.
Yeah.
It's 9,
Yeah,
10, 11 weeks.
man.
That's an RB1.
Ride that way, boy.
So I'm just like, I understand the philosophy behind it. Don't get me wrong, I do. But in my mind, I'm just like, even with the Vikes, and like, I think we're on the same page. You just can't make a change right now. Granted, it wouldn't be possible, but even if he was here, like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Sure, if we have 1 win or 2 wins. I remember there was a lot of people talking, whether it was our friends, whether it was other people on podcasts, whether it was other whatever, and they were like going through the Vikings schedule, and they were projected to be like 0-5 or 1-4.
Oh, 0-5 for sure.
Oh man,
That's what everybody was saying. 0-5.
Now look at all these people hopping back on the train,
Yep.
hopping on the train, being like, "Well, dude, you guys have Justin Jefferson, so you're so good." Dog, we're just good. We're good.
Sorry, the premium seats are already taken.
Yeah, sorry, our defense is freaking elite. Sorry, at the same time that you look at it and it's like, Aaron Jones being hurt, not ideal. I get that.
There's the single.
You had that?
No,
Oh, I thought that was why you went like this.
I had hit.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I think it's very interesting. I think when teams are, I just don't get it. Like, we're riding them out. So I will say on that other side, there are a few teams that looked horrible last week.
That disappointed us. First, I will say this: the Niners. Okay.
Again, another close loss.
Have you talked to your brother-in-law lately?
I have not. I've decided to skip that. The only thing I will say this. The only thing that we ever do is we do a family pick'ems league.
And you pick against the 49ers?
No. I picked, well, not last week. This is just straight up. This isn't spreads. This is
Okay.
literally just straight up. So I did pick the Niners. I usually do pick the Niners most weeks. Besides the Vikes, they picked the Vikes,
Okay, good.
obviously. And so now what I'm doing is I'm kind of regretting it because you can't win a close game. Your kicker's like potentially hurt, which
he's
might
out
have
for a couple weeks.
which might have caused the issue to be like, hey, we can't kick field goals. We got to go for this.
Right.
Your defense has athletic guys and elite players, but they just have looked horrible.
Yeah.
And so it's like these close games. You just can't win these close games. And it's like, oh boy. Like, you need to win these close games.
Here we go, baby.
Gross. So, I don't know. I think the Niners were my number 1 team. You got to start winning. You're supposed to still predict. They still have them, like, potentially the best odds to win the Super Bowl.
Still?
Well, they're up there. They're for sure up there to win the division.
I wonder what the
Take him out. Taking out Rojas. See you, buddy.
odds are currently. I haven't looked in a while.
I can't look on this computer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's some restrictions that they just don't allow.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Chiefs number
Okay.
1.
Yep.
500. Plus 500. 49ers plus 700.
So that's number 2.
Yep.
Well, kind of with the Ravens.
Number 2. Well, no, because plus 700 to 750.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Ravens plus 750. And then 3 teams tied at plus 1100. Texans, Lions, Bills.
Vikings are plus 14. 12.
Yep. So basically there's 8 teams that are like above everybody else. There's 3 favorites, 3 clear favorites. That's the first tier. Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens. The next tier is 5 teams, and it's Texans, Lions, Bills, Vikings, Eagles. And then there's a big drop to the next team.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Really 8 kind of standout teams.
Okay.
So
yeah. I mean, I think it's just, I mean, they're still obviously projected to win. The hard part is in that division with the Niners, you have the Cardinals, you have
not good.
The Rams, hurt.
Also not good.
You have who's their last team?
The Seahawks.
Seahawks, who actually are pretty good.
Decent. We'll see. I mean, we might learn a lot of things on Thursday here.
Yeah. But
so
that's a big game. Yeah, that's a big game for them. So we'll see what happens.
If the Seahawks win that game, the 49ers are just falling apart.
They're in trouble. And I think that also I think the biggest thing when you do look at the Niners, and obviously you don't have an elite running back. I mean, Jordan Mason is a fine running back. He's just not a pass catcher like CMC.
He's in the good category.
Like you can't, and I think the reason he's so good though is because their offensive line is so good that he can run the ball at an elite level. Christian McCaffrey you can put outside as a wide receiver,
right?
And he'll run.
You can put him anywhere,
and he catches at least 1 or 2 a year. That it's just like he just ran right past the linebacker.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Injuries.
Do you like any of those teams for the Super Bowl? Who's your pick out of those 8?
Out of those 8?
Yeah.
I hate the Chiefs.
All right, so
is this I
put this into a consideration. Those 8, but you are considering the odds. So obviously, the Chiefs are the favorite. You win less if they win, right?
I would say, you know what? I'm going to say the Ravens.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, I would say the Ravens.
That is easily the choice.
Yeah, their defense is kind of coming along. Derrick Henry has been an elite addition. I mean, we've talked about that. They're just Lamar. That running attack is unbelievable. And once Lamar starts figuring out how to throw, which he kind of has. I mean, what's crazy about the Ravens is Mark Andrews has been irrelevant. Who was once a top tier tight end.
Pretty much.
Your number 1 wide receiver is Zay Flowers, who's good.
Yeah.
But you look at those other teams like Chiefs. Okay, I guess the Chiefs potentially too, but then you look at the next teams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, good. Houston Texans have a lot of elite wide receivers.
Yeah.
So I do think, the Ravens would be my team. Best odds chance for sure.
Yeah. That is definitely the case.
I do like the Lions too, but...
I'm more of a fan of picking conference winners
versus the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, yeah, because you only need to... Go.
Wait, that's bad.
Grand Slam.
That's bad.
That is nuts. It's a game again.
I know, but that's bad.
Holy moly.
It's bad for us. And Michael King.
I don't know. But I like doing this for basketball too, because it's conference. All you got, it's a tall task, but all you got to do is get to the championship, then it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Versus
I will say
actually winning.
Once you get, everyone knows this, and it's pretty obvious. The Super Bowl is just a different beast in its own. The game is way longer. It's way more hyped up. You got a longer halftime show. It's just a different game, and it's always going to be close. So yes, I 100% agree with you. It's one of those things where it's just I just don't know. I would be way more comfortable saying, okay, I would take the Ravens to win the division.
To win the conference.
Or win the conference, because then all they really have to do is beat the Chiefs in the championship, most likely, and then you're in.
Right, exactly.
So, we'll see.
Is there a team that you would pick in the NFC? To get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I think the Lions. I hate to say that, I do think the Lions.
Lions and Vikings are tied right now.
I think the Lions-Vikings. I think here's the difference is, we just said it, I think everyone's still high hopes on the Niners. If CMC comes back and is healthy, sure, the Niners get bumped up. But at this point, if the Niners have to... The hardest part is it all depends what seeding, because if the Vikings get a high seed and get home field advantage, no one wants to play here.
No, because it's loud as
And it's the same thing with the Lions, though. No one wants to play in Detroit. Like, the Niners, you don't want to go on the road during the playoffs. It's like I said, just a different beast. So
Plus, also, I mean, right now, there's 3 clear teams. The Lions, the Vikings, and the 49ers.
yeah,
Right?
yep,
Probably.
yeah. I would say,
So, if
the Eagles.
They've kind of had some bumps in the road.
The hard part is that Eagles. The difference is with the Eagles is
They've
that
been hurt for
division
now.
is so tough, and they just have looked bad.
Yeah.
And their
Well, like,
defense stinks.
so if you have those top 3 teams,
Mhm.
the 2 and the 3 is not going to be good, right? Because like then they have to play each other.
Yeah.
Whereas the 1, they're just on the other side. They only got to have, in theory, one
one
harder game.
One harder game, and I think that, like I said, I think when it comes down to it, you look at all these games. The difference with the Lions and the Vikings is it's loud as heck and it's indoor. If you got to go to Philadelphia,
Brutal.
cold. Well, you look at the other games in the AFC, Kansas City's freezing cold, and you also got Buffalo that's freezing cold.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what the big knock was on last year with the Miami Dolphins is they can't play in cold weather.
Right.
Well, you better hope you play the Texans because that's the only one that's indoors.
Exactly.
Because I would imagine, I've never been to Baltimore, but it probably ain't warm.
I don't think
It's never going to be warmer than an indoor.
It's got the water right there.
Yeah, it's not going to be. So, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I do think, we still got to play the Packers. I mean, the nice thing is we've played the Packers. The Lions will be a tough game. If we can split with them, I don't know, you put your name in the hat.
The Texans are minus 1250 to make the playoffs. Holy moly. That's crazy.
Who else is it? Well, the Jags.
The Jags, the Colts, and the Titans.
Yeah. So the Titans are already almost, I think, eliminated. The Jags have just got their first win, so they're probably close. And then
The Colts.
the Colts are
They don't have a
dog
quarterback.
water. Yeah. No, Joe Flacco, not bad.
Yeah, but he ain't playing.
It's true.
That's crazy.
So
It's funny that they're the favorite. Like, they're the highest.
I think it's
the
just
playoffs.
it has to be just because of that division.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But
Because the hardest part is when you look at the divisions, like you look at it and it's like, well, the Vikings and the Lions, that's pretty. I mean, those are 2 potential playoff teams.
and the Packers.
I would say I am surprised that I guess the Falcons and the Buccaneers are in the same thing, but like the Falcons, I think will be not a cakewalk, but they should be. The Falcons look very good. But the Buccaneers are also.
I like the Buccaneers plus 104 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, because they just got to beat the Falcons.
Or they can be a wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably assuming that two of the 3 wild. Right. Is there 3? Yeah, there's 3. Yeah, there's 3. They're probably assuming 2 of the 3 are from the north. The Lions and the Packers, or the Lions and the Bears, or the Bears and the Packers, or whatever. So that's 2, and then there's only 1 left. You're talking Eagles, Cowboys, Commanders. You probably get 1 from there.
Right.
So then they would have to win the division.
Yeah, and they could win the division. I mean, it's not.
They could.
Wait, so there's 7 teams.
Yeah.
So number 1 gets a bye.
Correct.
Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
There you go.
I mean, it's going to be. I mean, it's one of those things now where it's just like. I mean, it's hard to predict because, like you said, I mean, just being a Vikings fan, this sounds horrible, but it's just like you said with the Sam Darnold hate, like you're almost just kind of being like, are we out kicking our coverage? Maybe. But at the same time, every week he's continuing to show up. I think everyone thought we were going to falter against the Jets, to be honest.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah.
here we are.
Also, this week you have you have a London game.
Yep.
Again.
Early.
Bears.
8:30.
Jaguars.
Central time.
And then also at the same time, what's crazy is, for a fun fact for you, the Jaguars actually play in London again the week after.
What?
Yeah, back-to-back London games.
Wow.
And I don't know, this might have just been a rumor that one of our friends said. There was rumors that potentially a team was going to move permanently to Europe.
Yeah.
And I think it was the Jaguars. I think
Yeah.
the Jaguars play in London every single year.
They play a lot.
They play the Patriots next week in London.
Okay.
So, bye wives. See you wives. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Oh, they're there for sure.
Oh, I guess, yeah, they're probably shopping and stuff. Yeah, good for them.
They might not spend the whole time in London, but I mean, they're going to
Oh, yeah.
other places around here.
Kind of cool. I will say this, what's crazy,
Why not?
last fun fact about the London game, at least this is the Vikings speaking. I do feel like when they panned to the crowd when the Vikings were playing, there was like a lot more purple and there's a lot more green. Usually, like at these London games, there's like
A lot of
random colors.
Literally completely random.
And it's like, all right, what are we doing here? It's like, like you got like jerseys like, oh, we have it's the weirdest thing. I hate when people wear a jersey from a team that's not even represented.
There was actually a number of so I went to the Panther-Bengal game last weekend.
Yep, in Carolina.
2 weekends ago, in Carolina. There was a number of non-Bengal Panther
jerseys?
Or
just
jerseys.
at that game?
Yeah.
Did you wear Vice?
No. But funny story for you. The guy sitting next to me in my exact same row.
Vikings?
Viking shirt.
Really?
Yeah. And the guy behind me didn't know them. The guy behind me from Mankato.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
So Nairn was in Carolina. This is a fun fact for you if you care about our personal lives. Nairn was in Carolina. I was in Arizona. We met somebody that was staying at our same resort that we stayed at from Rogers, Minnesota.
I mean, there you go. I feel like that's the same.
We said out loud, we were talking to somebody and we said, oh yeah, we're from Shakopee. And they peeked up from a booth that was like a little bit, they go, Shakopee, Minnesota? And we go, yeah. And they go, oh, Rogers. I go, okay. Sounds great.
Like
good small talk, yeah.
Be best friends now.
Yeah, what's crazy is the first day we were there, we were sitting by the pool. We actually sat by them, but we didn't know anything about them.
Rogers?
No, we didn't know until the next day when we were talking to
God.
someone. They said Rogers. So we actually sat by them and we're like, small talk, like, hey, how's it going?
That's hilarious.
And then next day they were like, Rogers. We're like, okay, Shakopee. So,
I mean, I feel like that happens more often than not. And also, it's just like when you go to the state fair and it's like there's tens of thousands of people there.
Yeah.
You'll see somebody every single time.
Oh, I mean, this is...
Without a doubt.
I will say this. Being friends now with Emma Schaefer and Chris Narum, there's not a place we will go out that there's not a Gusty guy. And Emma Schaefer knows more people.
She does know a lot.
I'm telling you, we would walk down that street and like Narum said, there's thousands. You can't even see like the road because there's so many people like down. Like,
yeah.
It's kind of a weird analogy, but like you just see heads.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll walk down and we'll be like, where's Emma? And she'll be like, oh, her and Andrew are talking. Emma knew somebody. And then you look and Andrew's like, Andrew, her boyfriend. I don't know who this guy is. Like, I have no idea who this person is.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I played soccer with them 5 years ago in this league. Emma, what?
Right.
But it's the same thing. You two are very similar in that sense. But yeah, it's good. It's crazy. Like you see how many people. Oh, 100%. So that was a little small talk about our lives if you guys care.
There you go.
So welcome to our daily life.
And with that, what is this, episode 6? 7?
I think it's 7, right?
Episode 7.
Yeah, episode 7's in the books.
Peace out.
See ya. Oh, we could have gone off on a... I mean, Alyssa Thomas ain't going to hit this shit.
No, she's way too far.
Also, did you see this game, this Dodgers game? Walker Buehler threw his glove, slammed a water cooler, and they still put him out there.
I mean, he's at 9, so he has to go past next inning.
I know, but he's only at 56 pitches.
I know, but...
That was the hope last game right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, I don't know. Now it's close, so you are right. Which, I don't know. I think Michael King only has 3 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So he needs a big inning. Alyssa Thomas is at 7 points still, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. She got 15.
Well, unfortunately, she needed 27.
Should have done Collier. 27 points, 11 rebounds.
Yeah.
Fucking Courtney Williams had 24.
The taco line, 14 and a half.